Welcome back to the fastest hour in radio, Speed City.
All right, welcome back to Speed City's coverage of the MotoGP Red Bull Grand Prix of the Americas at Circuit of the Americas. This is John Massengale. I'm sitting in the booth with Adam Andretti and Les Kaiser. Adam Andretti, normal service has resumed in Austin. The sun is out. It's hot. ACL Fest is going on, and Marc Marquez wins at COTA.
Right. I mean, he was masterclass today. He took the whole shot there into turn one and never looked back. He won with a 4.679 second lead, so it was definitely in style and in fashion. And you know, everyone keeps saying that he's not back, and I tell you what, I would love to win 2 races in a year, and people say, "Oh, he's not back."
Yeah,
you know, he won a Sachsenring, and he won at his 2 favorite places this year. I'll give him that, but still, you know, to win at this level and to still not be 100%, it just shows what kind of machine that young man is. And I say young man because he's still only 28 years old. He's got a lot of career left. You know, and because you can still tell he enjoys it. Look at this moment that he's enjoying right here with his team and his dad Julian, and I mean just a great experience that they're all going through. I mean, he fought so valiantly through that injury, and I know that this just warms the heart of any MotoGP fan to see him again in victory lane. I
know. I can't. I'll have to admit, I was rooting so hard for Marquez to win this. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, even though he had a 3.5, 4 second lead, because I just wanted him to win this race.
Yeah, you were fun. I mean, anytime that bike wiggled, John, I thought you were going to come out of your seat. And this is his 450th Premier Class podium.
That's an astounding number
for Repsol Honda. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's an astounding number.
It's an astounding number, 450 podiums. So I mean, and the Premier Class. But yeah, this is you know, that's loud there. And well, I tell you what, we got entertained by was Jack Miller giving Joan Mir an earful for the move that Mir pulled on him in turn 15 on the final lap.
That he did. He grabbed his helmet and pulled him in and was giving him the business through the microphone. I mean, through the headphone there.
I mean, I know a lot of Australians, and one thing I know about Australians, I don't think you want to go have a bar fight with one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I know them. They're wearing their Stetson hats. They got their Stetson cowboy hats on with the Michelin man on them. And this is Texas. This is COTA. This is MotoGP.
Hey, I want to ask you, you talk about Marquez being a machine. His lap times look like they were generated by a machine. They were so consistent.
They were one on top of each other. It's like he found a pace that he could pull a gap, and he just kept that pace. And it was a pace that I feel was comfortable on his shoulder. And, you know, he just did not look like he missed a moment today. And through all the drama of all this complaining about the bumps leading up to this Grand Prix, you know, the bumps didn't play in effect. I mean, it was just another characteristic of the track. So, you know, I remember Charlotte Motor Speedway used to be a very bumpy place, and then they repaved it. But they kept the bumps.
Huh.
And Humpy Wheeler ran the track back then, so then they nicknamed the bumps Humpy Bumps.
Humpy
because
Bumps.
He wanted to keep them because it kept the racing better. You know, if it was dead smooth, everyone just goes the same time. But he goes, those bumps is what creates better racing. So Jack Miller, he's got a smile on his face now, but I bet if Joan Mir was inside his garage, it wouldn't be that same smile.
What do you think, Les Kaiser?
Oh man, what a race! What a race! This was another excellent one for the books here at COTA. You know, I was just passing through the hall on the way back to the booth and came across a guy with a special box. He laughed at me, raised it up, and said, "I'm on my way to the podium." And he opens it up, and it is one giant pizza-sized donut from one of our bakeries here in Central Texas. He's going to the podium because Marc Marquez has to eat a donut.
He didn't say what size donut.
He did not. So you know, you gotta plan accordingly.
Pecco Bagnaia did a really nice job at salvaging a second a great third place finish to secure and take this championship to another Grand Prix. However, at Misano, if Fabio has the day he had at Misano, like he had 2 weeks ago, there's no one that can have this world championship. It'll be his by the end of that Grand Prix. So this is, you know, again, it's shaping up to be a great season. I love the winter. I love the winter season. I hate the winter because all my racing's done.
Right?
I know. That is the sad thing about our sport. The winter comes. We do get to enjoy Christmas and other things with our families, but still, it's a sad thing.
And I will say Supercross starts up. You know,
there
so
you
Jet
go.
Lawrence, who made that
There
bet
you
with
go.
Alex Marquez,
There
that
you
if,
go.
you know, so Jet Lawrence and Alex Marquez were riding the mini bikes out on the go-kart track on Thursday. And when that got all done, Jet made a bet with Mark. If you win on Sunday, you have to eat a donut. But like you so astutely pointed out, John, he didn't say what size donut. So this is, I mean, Mark might be another like 3 mile an hour slower on the straightaway at Misano just because of what this donut is still going to be weighing on him.
Oh, what an amazing day. What an amazing weekend. I mean, the weather turned out great. The crowd came out. It was wonderful out here.
Absolutely fantastic. The weather did get a bit stifling. Humidity was there.
Yeah.
You know, we're used to it here in Central Texas, but a lot of these riders are not used to this combination. Definitely weighs heavy on them at times, but gosh, the crowd turned out great. I hope y'all had a fantastic time around the circuit. It has just been phenomenal.
Adam, what else about the race today intrigued you?
You know, the MotoGP race was what really got me was Pecco Bagnaia was you know, kind of faded a little bit and then started to make a charge back around, and then so he salvaged a really good run for himself. Fabio Quartararo did what he had to do to maintain his World Championship lead by finishing second because no one had anything for the 93 Repsol Honda. But, yeah, I tell you, it was – and then Jack Miller just really faded, and Jack was the only one that opted for the hard rear tire.
Yeah.
You know, so everyone else except for Valentino Rossi was on a medium rear, and there was one other rider, and I'm drawing a blank on it, that was on the medium rear since our data is now gone from us. But there was those were the only 3 riders that went away from the hard front, soft rear.
Yeah.
And so that was also interesting, was tire selection. And we saw that pretty consistent throughout all 3 classes. There was only a couple that would gamble with the rear tire and see if it would do something different. So, you know, this is a guy right here, Fabio Quartararo, he's got 4 fingers and almost a whole thumb wrapped around this championship trophy for 2021. Like we said, he could go to Misano, have the week that he had 2 weeks ago, and have this thing wrapped up. And that is to the jubilation of this Monster Energy Factory Yamaha team.
Yeah, so the championship standings after 15 events is Fabio Quartararo with 254, Bagnaia with 202, Juan Mir 176, Jack Miller 148, Johan Zarco 141, Brad Bender with 131, Mark Marquez with 117, Alicia Spargo 104, Maverick Vinales 98, and Oliveira in 10th with 92. So you're right, Quartararo really, I don't mathematically, I think there's a way he couldn't win the championship, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, it would really have to be something dramatic to happen. And I mean, like you said, these guys, they're not used to the heat. And you can see it every class, they've been wearing it on their face. Most of the time, these riders get off the bikes and their hair is still dry. You know, no, not today. They're, as you said, Les, they are drenched. They're not Central Texas people here, but it's. I know that listening to them last year, they said it's like being behind a 300 horsepower hairdryer in this kind of condition.
A 300 horsepower hair drying at 215 miles an hour. So we just got a couple minutes left in the broadcast. Actually, the producer says we have 4 minutes left, so we got a little time. But
there you go.
I mean, look, we had a full weekend of racing. Yeah, we had fantastic MotoGP, but we had Moto2 with Cameron Beaubier looking fantastic, finishing 5th, an American finishing 5th.
It was brilliant.
It was fantastic. Where did Joe Roberts end up? I think like 18th?
15th.
15th. Okay,
yeah.
Better than I thought. So, you know, look, we've got some.
No, 18th. I'm sorry. You were right.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so,
yes, you're absolutely right, John. 18th.
But with Beaubier in 5th, I mean, he was looking impressive.
Absolutely. And you know, Cameron Beaubier came to this U.S. Grand Prix knowing this track. He knew Circuit of the Americas from his Moto America time here. He gets to go back to Misano in 2 weeks, a track they just left. Yeah. Okay, so what we saw out of his performance here this weekend, qualifying up front, John Hopkins has been saying it to us all weekend long. He goes, the kid has had world championship pace. We just can't get the 1 lap down. We can't get the 1 lap down. Well, guess what? He qualified 5th today. He took the lead in the whole shot. He finished 5th today. I'm looking forward to Misano and the rest of what the season has. Now that you've built the confidence, so much of this is between the years. It's going to be exciting to watch Cameron Beaubier the rest of the year.
You know, there's the best thing of the day after the race. The track is secure, the doors are open, and the fans get to invade.
Awesome. That's right. The fan invasion are coming out.
Join the celebration.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing for sure. And, you know, the joy and jubilation that we're watching right here, the Repsol Honda team, because they've all watched this young man here, Marc Marquez, the 8-time world champion, suffer through these injuries, make this comeback that he's made. You know, it's been an absolutely incredible feat. And, you know, he's got the heart of a lion. I truly feel that way. He never gives up. He always puts his heart out on there. And this is why he's so well loved internationally.
You know, I was thinking about, we were talking about it during the race, Adam, how, you know how when athletes as they get older, like you said, he's not that old yet, but he's now experienced some injury that has really made him step back a little bit. But they changed their style a little bit. You know, Marc Marquez used to be just a complete cowboy animal on there. He would almost have that bike crashing, and he would somehow save it. Maybe we'll see a little different Marquez going forward here as the years go on. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to how many more years he's got, but it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. It's a beautiful thing to watch him work. And, you know, what I see in Marc Marquez, it reminds me a lot of the 90s when Mick Doohan came back from that injury. It took him a year. And even then, they said, oh, you know, Mick may never come back. He won like a race or something in that comeback, and they're like, oh, but it's not the same Mick Doohan. Then he went and won, like, I think 3 world championships on the trot. So, you know, Marc Marquez, what I've seen in his recovery is just so reminiscent to that Mick Doohan era for me.
There he is coming up the stairs, headed up to the podium with his
Exhausted.
Stetson hat on. Back to the Stetsons, Les Kaiser.
Oh, there you go.
You going to get a little howdy y'all out of them?
Let's see. Wish we could. I don't think that's going to happen again. I might wear out my welcome in that conference room doing that.
Oh, we're almost out of time. Yeah, I was going to see if we hear anything from the crowd, but no, we're not going to get any feed from that. But, man, it's really fun to see them headed up to the podium. Our man Jonathan Green's going to be out there on the podium handing out some prizes and some champagne.
Really cool hardware here. Did you notice it? It's got a Longhorn in it.
Of course it does.
Yeah, it's really neat. Wait till you see the hardware that they're handing out this weekend. I mean, I've been really thoroughly impressed by it. I've never kept one of my trophies. I always give them away to, you know, to people that mean a lot to me in my life. And but this might be one that I would keep. I mean, it's a really good looking trophy. You can see it right there behind Petco.
You bet. Through the years, they've had handlebars made out of Longhorn horns.
I got to turn that up. Guys, we are out of time.
Here comes the donut.
There he is.
He grabbed a small one.
He grabbed
He
a
cheated.
He cheated. Oh, that's funny. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. Adam Andretti, thank you so much for coming in to do the broadcast with us. We loved it. You're a fountain of knowledge in MotoGP. Thank you so much. Les Kaiser, thank you, sir. Jonathan
Absolutely.
Green, have fun out on the podium, buddy. And Speed City fans, we'll talk to you next week.